Hey everyone, welcome to week 9 of the Ncaa college football season. Last week had a good week, 5-1. I kind of blew it on the Clemson-Florida State game, but I'd say that's more Clemson's fault than mine. As I've heard it called in the past, they Clemsoning it when they just completely F themselves. So this week, not a lot of great games, but still some good games. We'll go through them. First game we've got Texas Tech having a good year, going on the road to Oklahoma. Oklahoma's favored by 6.5 points. Oklahoma in the last couple weeks has not looked like a very dominant team. It's not the same Oklahoma team that we saw 5-6 years ago. If I recall, Texas Tech 2 years ago went into Oklahoma, beat Oklahoma when Oklahoma was still a pretty decent team, and I know it caught me by surprise. I think this week Oklahoma has one of their better pass defenses in the country. Texas Tech, obviously, they love to pass the ball. It's going to come down to who wins, Oklahoma defense, Texas Tech offense. I think Texas Tech will do enough to stay in this game, but I still like Oklahoma to win, but I'm going to take Texas Tech to cover here. Next game, we've got UCLA going on the road to Oregon. Oregon's favored by 24 points. Kind of been torn about this. Oregon just seems to drop 60 on every team, and it doesn't seem to be much of a problem. I look at UCLA last week, struggled at Stanford, lost 24-10. Obviously, Stanford's a good team, but UCLA's offense didn't look great. But the one thing UCLA does have is a pretty solid defense. I think they can stay within 24 points of Oregon. So I'm going to take UCLA to cover 24 on the road, but obviously I'm taking Oregon to win. Next game, very good game here, is Texas at TCU. TCU favored by 1.5 points. Texas has really rebounded in the last couple of weeks after a slow start this year. TCU played some close games, lost 20-17 at Oklahoma. The one thing about TCU is they do have a very solid defense. You just have to question the offense. If they had a better offense, I'd probably take them in this game, but I'm going to take Texas to win outright and cover the spread there. Next game, we've got Penn State going on the road to Ohio State. Ohio State's favored by 16.5. Penn State's coming off a great win at home against Michigan 2 weeks ago, I believe it was, 43-40 in overtime. Ohio State is not getting the love in the poll. The 19 games they've won for Urban Meyer, haven't lost. They're still fourth in the BCS. They're going to have to do some work to try and pass Florida State, Alabama, and Oregon, and probably it's going to take two of those teams losing for them to jump into the championship game. I look for Ohio State to come out and try and make a point here. They haven't played great lately. I look for them to turn it on this week and cover that 16.5 at home. Next game, we've got Stanford going on the road to Oregon State. Stanford's favored by 5 points. Oregon State, really weird. I think it was the first week or two, they lost a game to a team I really didn't think they'd lose to, like 44-41. But they've played well since then, and I think this is a sleeper for an upset for me at home against Stanford. I'm going to take Oregon State to cover. I don't know yet if I'm going to take them to win outright, but I'm definitely going to give them the 5 points and see them go against Stanford. And the last game we've got, the game that matters most to me, South Carolina going on the road to Missouri. Missouri's favored by 3 points. I've really struggled with this one. The Missouri fan in me says take South Carolina because anytime it seems too good to be true, it is, and we stub our toe. South Carolina, solid defense, especially up front. The secondary and linebacking core maybe a little weaker, at least younger. Solid offensive line. Mike Davis, probably one of the top running backs in the SEC. Obviously, Connor Shaw's out. You've got Dylan Thompson coming in. Very good passing quarterback. Not as mobile, which is good for the Missouri defense. With South Carolina losing last week to Tennessee, we've got a 2-game cushion now. I say we. Missouri has a 2-game cushion. I can already hear it, Justin. Missouri has a 2-game cushion, and I think South Carolina, this is a must-win for them. If they have any shot of making the SEC championship game or making a BCS bowl game, they have to win this game. And I think we're going to get South Carolina's best game this weekend, and that concerns me because they have the ability to control the ball, run the ball, short passing game. You look at last year, we went to South Carolina and Connor Shaw was 20 of 21 against us passing. If they do anything like that this weekend, it's going to be a very cold, long drive home for me.
What?
Yeah, you heard me. because he'll be in the passenger seat, probably passed out. But I'm going with what I've seen in the first 8 weeks of the season. What I've seen is Missouri, irregardless of a redshirt freshman quarterback, we've got the offensive skill. The offensive line has played great, given time and protection to the quarterback. Defensive line has played very strong. I mean, two of the best defensive ends, in my opinion, tandem-wise, in all the country, and the pressure we're getting on the quarterback. It's homecoming weekend, large crowd, a little bit of booze. I'm taking Missouri to cover 3 at home and get one step closer to making that SEC championship game. That's my picks for this week. We're off to Columbia to do some partying and chase some women. And
no, what are we going to do in Columbia?
What?
We're going to beat some cocks.
Yeah, we're going to Columbia to beat our cocks. I'm actually from
some cocks.
And this is difficult. Hey, I'm from South Carolina, and my brother is a South Carolina. Well, he's a cock, and
we're gonna beat your
so
brother's cocks.
I have ties to South Carolina too, so I just want to beat him by like 15 or 20, and I'll be happy. So, hey, that's all for this week. We'll see y'all next week. Take care.